Hello everyone, my name is Lopian, and today I'd like to demo you our new Integrity Test app, which is an app that comes as a part of the Filter Management app suite. So let's go through the concept first. Okay, so the Integrity Test app is a Tula-based app for filter integrity testing, allowing operators to easily test and log filter quality data. This app ensures consistency, reliability, and compliance through guided steps and real-time reporting. So some of the features that this app has, well, first is step-by-step guidance, which allows for clear instructions for each stage. There's real-time logging for automatically recorded results. There's comprehensive reports, detailed data for audits. The app is very user-friendly, and there's intuitive interface for the operators, and there's machine connectivity, which means that there's a direct integration with the testing equipment. Now for this demo, we're going to be integrated with our simulator, which is currently running on my laptop, and you'll be able to see it in a second. However, for a real case scenario, we can easily integrate it with the device used for the integrity test. So let's begin with the demo. Okay, so for this demo, I'm going to be acting as an operator, which just use the filter in a process order. Now I'm going to have to go through the Integrity Test app to ensure that this filter is good for the next use. So let's begin. Okay, before we start with the first step, which you can see on the top right screen where my mouse is, I'd just like to explain to you what you're able to see in the entire screen, and then this is what you're going to be able to see through the entire demo. So on the left top of the screen, we have the simulator running, which you'll be able to see the simulator acting as we start the test. On the bottom left, we have all the attributes connected from the simulator to our computer, and on the bottom right we have these attributes connected to Tulip, which you'll be able to see are shown on the app on the top right of the screen. So now let's begin with the demo. And the first step, I'm going to have to look for my filter, so I can either manually look for the filter and you'll be able to see the validity of each filter. If it's out of order, means I cannot continue and test its integrity. Maybe it's already been tested by someone else. For now, we're just going to scan the filter that I have in my hand. And there we go. You can see the filter is ready for test, and we can begin the test. The next step would be to select the device that we're going to use to test our filter's integrity. You'll be able to see here that there's only 2 devices left. This is because it already filters down the devices to the devices that we can actually use for this filter. So we're just going to select one. Preferably I'm going to select one from a location that's closest to me. So that's this one. On top of that, if you know an operator doesn't know how to use this device, you can go through a manual, but that's for a different scenario. We're just going to select this device, and we're going to check that this device is actually good to use for the test. So as you can see in this step, it's checking the device parameters. You can see that it's connecting to the device, which is the simulator running on my computer, and it's pulling in these 4 parameters. There is the device status, the communication with the device calibration, and the self-test status, which is just whether this device has self-tested today. So for the purpose of the demo, I wanted to show you what would happen if something did go wrong with one of these parameters. And as you can see, there is no good communication with the device. So we're going to get this comment: the communication with the device is not stable, try again later. And we can see the device validity is showing that the device is not valid for use, meaning we can't go forward with this device. So the few options we do have here is either change the machine or change the device and use a different one and check a different one. We can either report the device if something has gone extremely wrong, or in this case, I can just connect the device to Tulip and recheck. Now, in any other cases, for example, the self-test status, if it wasn't done, we can manually do it and then recheck it as well. Obviously, if the situation is not good and we can't fix it, then we're going to have to report the device. So for now, let's connect the device to Tulip and we can recheck. And here we go. We're going to be able to see now that there is good communication, and we can move on to test the filter with this device. let's do that. Okay, so in this step, we're going to actually test the filter's integrity. You'll be able to see that the first thing we need to do is to add the wetting liquid. And obviously, if we don't add the wetting liquid, we wouldn't be able to start the test. So let's add the testing liquid, the wetting liquid. There we go, added, and now we can begin the test. You'll be able to see that as soon as we initiate the test on Tulip, it's going to pass all the way through the flow to the simulator and begin the test on the simulator. You can see the entire flow of this process from the simulator to the attributes on our computer to the connector of Tulip. We're going to be able to pull all these attributes and then show it on the app. So for this use case, I'm going to actually show you what happens if the test is disrupted or something goes wrong. So I'm going to abort the test now. You'll be able to see what happens on the app itself. As soon as we abort it, we're going to see on the app very quickly that it was aborted and the testing is now false, so we're not testing anymore. Let me show you what that looks like as we go through to the results. So here in the results, you'll be able to see that the test failed. You can obviously see there's no results shown. This means that either the filter failed completely or something happened during the test. As you can see, we can either report the filter or we can retest the filter. This is for a couple of cases. So in the case that it failed, we can either report it if it's a very bad failure, or we can retest if it's a failure from the test itself, like in this case when it was aborted. However, you might also want to be able to retest it in case of a pass, if it passed by just a slight amount, and you'd want to retest to make sure that the pass is actually decent and good enough for you. So for now, let's retest and see what it looks like when we correctly test the integrity of a filter. So let's go through with that. As you can see in the app, you're able to see all the run states of the test. You can see if the testing has started. You can see in the simulator all these run states. It shows now that sizing, and then it's changing to flow, then to bubble point, and you can see it in the app as well. All these attributes are shown at the bottom. So on the right, you can see the points live, which is really neat. Obviously, the operator won't be able to see this. The operator will only be able to see what's shown on the app. You can obviously see as well that's a simulated test because the time is running pretty quick. Perfect. Very quickly, you'll be able to see when the test is finished. You can see the timer has run out. The testing is false because it's complete. We can already see that the test has passed, which is great for us. And now let's go and see the results. There we go. We can see the actual results, which is the 54.942 for the test VP pressure measure results. We can see that pass is above 50 psi, so this is great for us. We can see that the test results, the official test result is that it was passed with all these test conditions on the left-hand side of the page. As soon as this is finished, we can press finish to conclude this integrity test. Okay, so that will be all from the integrity test app, which you can see here is a part of the filter management app suite. Thank you for watching this demo, and I'll see you next time.